Okay, so I want to talk about the Chickensaurus project. For those of you who don't know what the Chickensaurus project is, it's basically um, an American paleontologist, Jack Horner, who is running the project and trying to recreate a dinosaur by genetically nudging the DNA of a chicken. He started pursuing this in 2011, and he describes it as a Chickensaurus, and they're trying to do this with a team of geneticists. Now, his attempts have failed so far. As far as we know, he hasn't created the Chickensaurus as of yet because it hasn't been announced. But just a little background of who he is. John R. Jack Horner, born June 15, 1946, is an American paleontologist who discovered and named Maiasaur, providing the first clear evidence that some dinosaurs cared for their young. He is one of the best-known paleontologists in the United States. In addition to his many paleontological discoveries, Horner served as the technical advisor for all of the Jurassic Park films, and even served as partial inspiration for one of the lead characters, Dr. Alan Grant. Now, Jack Horner is an evolutionist, so it would make perfect sense why he would be pursuing this, because he said in one of his talks that he wants to create a Chickensaurus to basically prove evolution to the kids. But that's not proving evolution at all, because he's already taken what was there, a chicken, and is basically nudging around with their DNA, which he just said in his book, How to Build a Dinosaur, Extinction Doesn't Have to Be Forever, and trying to, recreate a dinosaur by altering the genetics or the DNA of a chicken, of a perfectly normal, healthy chicken. And I don't know about you guys, but a chicken is a chicken is a chicken is a chicken is a chicken. It's like trying to take an apple and turn it into a banana, or trying to take a human and turn a human into a monkey. It might be able to be done, but I like the quote from Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park where he says, Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. Just because we may have the technological power to do something like that doesn't mean that it's a very good idea. Now, of course, I think evolution is stupid, and I would like to just clarify that I don't believe in macroevolution, which is molecule-to-man evolution, that life came alive from a rock like 4.2 or whatever billion years ago it was, because they're always changing the dates now. But I don't believe that life just arose from nothing, and that it just came from a rock, and that we all have a common ancestor, and we all evolved. All the animals evolved from one little, soup, and the soup came alive, and here we are today. I believe that we do have a common ancestor as humans, and that's Adam and Eve, as the Bible describes it. And, Jack Horner wrote a book in 2009, How to Build a Dinosaur, Extinction Doesn't Have to Be Forever, and this is when he was first letting us know that he was planning to create a Chickensaurus. Now, something right off the bat that I noticed right from the title of his book, How to Build a Dinosaur, Extinction Doesn't Have to Be Forever. First, he's really assuming that all the dinosaurs are extinct, but nobody can actually claim that unless they're at all places, all times on planet Earth. You could say it's more likely that dinosaurs are extinct, but we don't have 100% knowledge of that, because there are reports of dinosaurs still around the world in remote places like South America, Peru, the Congo. The Mokele Momembe is a reported sauropod dinosaur, a smaller one, that natives say, lives in the swamps of the Congo. And of course, not a lot of people ever go there, and it's a very, very big area which hasn't really been explored. And the Congo River is very deep, very long, and there's many caves and things like vents and stuff that dinosaurs could basically dig holes and go inside of. Now, of course, there's a lot of good documentaries and things on YouTube about the Mokele Mbembe, and I do believe that there's something to it. But I can't dismiss that, all the dinosaurs are extinct, and yet the evolutionists claim that all dinosaurs are extinct, all this has been extinct. But then we find out there's living fossils. They used to say that the ginkgo leaf was extinct, but yet then they found it. So really it's a lot of conjecture, but it isn't backed up by, truth or facts. They have to say things like that in order to fit their theory of evolution. Now, according to, Jack Horner, like I said, he thinks that, if he can create this dinosaur from a chicken, that he's proved evolution. But he hasn't proved evolution at all, because evolution claims that life basically arose on its own without any intervention, an unnatural, unguided process. That's what the evolutionists are claiming. That's what happened. 4.7 years ago, the soup came alive and evolved into all the different animals, and here we are today. But that's what they claim, and, by altering the DNA of a chicken isn't going to prove evolution. It's just going to prove that you can genetically engineer something to create some Franken monster. It's kind of like Frankenstein. It's basically playing God is what it's doing. And even to create or to switch on and off the genes of the chicken in order for it to have a tail and no feathers and maybe to have some teeth, that takes intelligent design. So really, even if he did succeed in creating this Chickensaurus, it only really points to creationism or an intelligent designer, creator, because he and his team of geneticists were the ones that had to put the intelligent design behind tinkering with the DNA in order to get what they wanted. See, because a chicken isn't just naturally going to produce a dinosaur. Chickens reproduce after their own kind. And I can prove this from Scripture when I read Genesis 1:24-31. You see, Jack Horner thinks that no man has ever seen a dinosaur, because that's what evolutionists claim. They claim that the dinosaurs died out about 66 million years ago, before any man was even around. But according to the Bible, which is a record of history, in Genesis 1:24-31 it says, "And God said, Let the earth bring forth the living creatures after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And God said, Behold, I have given you every green herb-bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And God saw that everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. So we can see right here that God created all the land animals on day 6, along with man. All the land animals. A dinosaur is a land animal. So God created the land animals along with man on day 6. Therefore, man absolutely was around with the dinosaurs. And of course, this makes much more sense considering the fact that there's stories of dragons and these creatures all throughout history. And there's even depictions of them on cave walls where our ancestors drew them before anybody had even digged up a fossil of one. So they clearly were seeing these creatures. So it's not something that's just made up, but it's actually backed up by evidence, and to me, that makes a lot more sense, and it fits the biblical model of, explaining where dinosaurs came from and, what happened to the dinosaurs without trying to have to come up with this theory that they were around for, 140 million years and then suddenly died off 66 million years ago. It really doesn't make any sense when comparing it with all of the evidence. In fact, tons and tons of evidence that, hopefully I'll be able to share with you guys on this channel. So, I guess the point is back to what Jeff Goldblum says in Jurassic Park, is that, your scientists were so preoccupied whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. And that's hopefully what Jack Horner's team of geneticists should start asking and thinking about before they go tinkering around with a chicken. It's all this tinkering around with everything. It's just like tinkering around and putting GMOs into the food supply. Nobody knows what GMOs are going to do. It's been shown that GMOs, can cause reproductive harm, and it can make women infertile so that they can't get pregnant. So, this is like playing around with God, and you're changing things that isn't natural. It's not normal. Chickens reproduce after their own kind. You get chickens reproducing chickens. You might get a little chicken or a big chicken. You might get a different colored chicken, but it's still a chicken. You get varieties of chickens, but the chicken had a common ancestor. It was a chicken. So the bottom line is, whether this succeeds or not, it's not going to prove evolution or anything like that. It's just going to basically prove that it takes intelligent design to even accomplish something like that. So really it points back to a creator, and I just think it's sad that a lot of these scientists who are evolutionists think that all the dinosaurs are extinct, when really they could be investing that money and going on some fun expeditions over in the Congo and remote places of the world and actually looking for these things, which I'll make another whole video about that. But anyways, it's not to say that Jack Horner doesn't know everything about or that he doesn't have anything good to share about dinosaurs. Of course, there's a lot of science that he says, but there's a lot of things that he does say that just simply isn't backed up by the facts. And of course, creationists and evolutionists both have the same facts. It's how they interpret those facts that make a difference. And I, for one, think that the facts are best interpreted with the creation model, because that's using intelligent common sense. And can be backed up by real science, and it's just as scientific as naturalism. Evolution and creationism are both religions, and what you believe about them will greatly, affect your life, because what you believe determines how you behave. So with that, have a great day. Hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please like. If you didn't, dislike it. And I'll catch you all guys later. Bye.